Welcome to another viewing and reacting video brought by me, the J-Dude. This time, yes, I'm going to take a look at another Twilight-Tober Zone episode. This time, it's called Night of the Meek. Here we go.
The Night of the Meek is widely considered to be one of the most heartwarming and memorable episodes of the Twilight Zone.
If you listen very carefully, they're actually playing the instrumental version of "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," but the instrumental version, not the lyrical one. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Yes, this is technically a Christmas episode. No, this actually is a Christmas episode.
Receives ample amounts of praise to this day for its sincere Christmas spirit and authentic performance from star Art Carney. Upon another
Art Carney is probably best known on the sitcom The Honeymooners. He was also in the movie Last Action Hero and the short-lived sitcom Uncle Buck.
Watch, you can see where some of the inspiration might have come from with a movie like Miracle on 34th Street debuting in theaters about
the original one, not the remake with Mara Wilson.
13 years prior. Also, while handled completely differently here, the idea of a drunken mall Santa is decently similar to the 2003 dark comedy Bad Santa. The Night of the Meek got remade for the 80s version of the series, but this is definitely the iteration.
Really? There's an 80s version? Yeah. I know there was an 80s Twilight Zone, but I don't know about this particular episode got a remake. Who knew?
Everyone loves talking about, so let's talk about it. Henry Corwin is a world-weary alcoholic whose only real joy comes from playing Santa Claus at his local mall.
Alcoholic. It almost feels like a Stephen King novel because Stephen King likes to write alcoholics into a story.
Every year for the children who stop by to see him. After being fired for another inebriated appearance, Corwin sulks.
Another what?
Being fired for another inebriated appearance.
Inebriated? Does that mean bad? Obviously, if he got fired, or does that mean unacceptable? Or I know it got him term. Probably that means bad because he got fired from it.
Corwin sulks until he discovers a bag of presents laying in an alley. He starts handing out its contents to people in the neighborhood and sees that every gift given is exactly what the person wants most for Christmas. Soon enough, he's taken into police custody on suspicion of stealing the items in the bag, but when those items seem to change into empty cans and a stray cat, he's released, and later finds what he really wants for the holiday season. Jack Smite returned to direct the third of his 4 episodes and his second in the videotape format. While one of the better, if not the best, of the 6 episodes produced this way for budgetary reasons, the videotape production gives The Night of the Meek a distinct look from the rest of the series, which was shot on film. While shooting this way was a hindrance for most of the other 5 episodes, it didn't affect the overall quality of this one. In fact, within the commentaries on the Blu-ray set, a few people mentioned that it might have actually helped this story. I will say that it makes this installment stand out a bit more. However, one can't help but wonder how much this could have been improved by the usual cinematic effort that went into a majority of the other episodes.
I love train sets.
The script was written because Rod Serling wanted to see Art Carney play Santa Claus. Known mostly at the time for his run on the 1950s TV series The Honeymooners and The Jackie Gleason Show, Carney brought a...
Nailed it. Although I did forget he was on that show too, The Jackie Gleason one.
Real genuine quality to his performance as Henry Corwin. He's a believable drunk, but there's so much more going on under the surface with this character.
I just wish Mr. Dundee on one Christmas, only one, that I could see some of the hopeless ones, the dreamless ones. Just on one Christmas, I'd like to see the meek inherit the earth. That's why I drink, Mr. Dundee. And that's why I weep.
There's no question how...
Very heartbreaking. That's very heartbreaking.
how great Carney is in the role. One scene in particular, we see how much he cares for the children he speaks of as they pitifully ask him for wishes he can't grant. It's really heartbreaking, and one of the times...
What do you mean, like, didn't he... Was this before or after he got the bag, so... I know he can whiff the bag, but... Maybe he didn't have that at that point.
Serling's sentimentality landed big time. Corwin's spirits lift once he finds purpose in bringing joy to those around him. This is where we see the hopeful side of the character that adds to Carney's dynamic turn.
I'm inebriated with joy and delight. Yes, Officer Ryan.
John Field...
Yeah, he's still more likable than the guy who played Bad Santa. You know, Bad Santa, the movie Bad Santa, he's still more likable than that guy. I mean, what I mean to say is the Santa Claus in The Night of the Meek is still more likable than the Santa Claus from Bad Santa. That's what I meant to say.
Fielder plays Mr. Dundee, the store manager, who you may recognize from his work throughout the years in classics like 12 Angry Men or voicing Piglet in many Winnie the Pooh projects.
The manager was Piglet from Winnie the Pooh?
Personally, I don't think he was a great fit for a role like this. It would have been more appropriate to see someone with a more intimidating presence accept the holiday spirit as the episode goes on for a more dramatic character arc. He's unlikable, but in the wrong way, in my opinion.
How nice it will be to see my wistful St. Nicholas going up the river. Do you suppose he can get as much as 10 years?
Yeah, that manager's voice is not very intimidating. Like, yeah, I was thinking more like a Bob Council or a Cell kind of voice, but yeah, this one's too Piglet-ish. Oh, by the way, the twist spoilers. Yes, we all know what it is, but bear with us.
After Corwin is released, he gives away the rest of the gifts that appear in the bag and sits pondering his night. The only wish he has for himself is to bring joy to others as the biggest gift giver of all time every single year. Moments later, he finds a sleigh with 8 reindeer attached. An elf pops out informing him that they have a lot of hard work to do to get ready for next Christmas. Corwin hops in the sleigh and dashes off to the surprise of...
Never say elves. They're little people. Or at least that's what I've been told to say. Like, I'm not sure that is a politically correct term. I don't know, maybe it's something else.
Mr. Dundee and the police officer who brought in Henry. The episode ends on a hopeful Christmas narration from Rod Serling.
In short, there's nothing mightier than the meek. And a Merry Christmas to each and all.
The spirit of the season does come through quite a bit on the Night of the Meek. That may be due to the fact that they shot it just 3 weeks before it aired on December 23rd, 1960. Having so many children on set added an extra bit of magic to the production, according to on-set accounts. Serling even named the main character after his idol, writer Norman Corwin. So there was a lot of sentimentality baked into the story from the very beginning. I don't necessarily agree with many critics and fans who call it one of the best Twilight Zone episodes period, but I do see the appeal. I think Rod's more whimsical side worked best when he gave us a bittersweet story. And while The Night of the Meek features a character who gives up on the good in the world only to find his true calling by the end, there's just something missing from it for me. Maybe I need to watch it again around Christmas to really feel that attachment, but regardless, it is a recommendation on principle, because everyone deserves to feel the Christmas/holiday spirit, even in the Twilight Zone.
Well, there you have it. My viewing and reaction to the Twilight-Tober Zone review of The Night of the Meek. If there's anything else you want me to review and react to, please let me know in the comment section below.